let's just see. Can you hear me? Right. All right. Main idea here today is basically show you the best ways or best working practices when it comes to editing samples. Now, there's some samples. Let's go to edit program. Some samples I've got here that I haven't edited, just done little quick.
Occasionally, you should replay this side of the record as a reminder.
If I double click stop, that stops playback of the sample. See, I've got this on an envelope. But I wanted to do is clean these samples up because you can see there's a lot of static if I play it.
Okay. Why don't you give us your old song? Huh? You mean?
There's quite a lot of crackles and pops. You can see them in there. Oops. Go sample edit. You can see them. So, few things we can do here. We can either silence these. We can go into chop mode and go.
Okay. Why don't you give us your old song? Huh? You mean right now? Yeah.
Right. So I put a few basic chops there quickly. Someone said, "Oh, I've done my chops, and when I go to edit it, I can only get one. It doesn't move." The chop part. The reason being, as you can see here, this is the sample parameters. This is your loops. Loop locks. Always turn loop lock off, because if you don't have loop lock off, when you go to put any form of loop when you're in normal mode, program mode, you can't make a loop. Won't let you do it, even though it shows you, but it's locked. So anyway, back to trim. As you can see, look, I was saying that you can only see one part of the slice. Look, if I flick through them now, that shows you the whole sample again, because it says all on the slice part. If I go to the first slice, it shows me where my start and end points are for the first slice, second slice, third slice.
Why don't you give us your old song?
Oops, fourth slice, fifth slice, and the last one, which is that bit. Might even actually put another chop there, so 5. Okay, stick that there. I've just stuck another slice there, slice 8, 6, 7. Stick that there somewhere.
Right now? Right now?
I've put that on there because I'm going to chop that out. So let me show you how I edit these, because this is what we want to do. Right. So first slice. Bearing in mind, if I change the endpoint of this, it's better. It changes the start of the second slice.
Okay.
Okay, third slice, watch is going to start here now, which is not really handy, because if I then move beginning, if I move the beginning of the third slice and go back to the second slice, you're going to see the end point from the second slice has changed. See? So that's something to bear in mind when you're doing slices. What I like to do is get them all in the right places, so let's just do a quick rough start end points. Let's give that a bit of space at the beginning of the next one.
Why don't you give us your old song?
That's okay.
You mean? Why don't you give us your old song?
Let's just edit that to the end point. Just going to give it a bit of breath at the end.
You mean? Why don't you give us your old song? Huh?
If I push this last pad.
You mean right now? Yeah. You mean? Why don't you mean? Okay. Why don't you give us your old song? Huh? You mean
It's got to be right now.
right now? Right now?
Let's get rid of that. So if I zoom out now, this is my slices.
Right now? You mean
Why don't you give us your old song, huh? Okay? Okay?
I think that should be longer.
Okay?
Keep it as the phrase sounds. The second one's just going to be this. So we'll probably delete that.
Why don't you give us your old song, huh?
you mean right now? You mean right now? Right now?
So, right. Got our slices. I'm going to process them. I need to go back into chop first to do that. Once we're in trim, if we go back to chop, if I go to program, it's showing me, sorry, program. Go back to chop.
You mean
Could probably get rid of that slice because we're going to delete this anyway. Yeah, so we go to slice. We want to get rid of this slice, it's no good. Hold shift, push minus slice here. Gets rid of that slice.
you mean
Okay, so then this is when we have to hold shift. And we're going to go. Do we process or do we convert? I think we're going to convert it. Yeah, here we go, convert it, because processing is doing something to the audio, and convert will mean we're going to convert that slices or slice into something. So into a new drum program using slices, non-destructive slices. New clip program, new program with new samples, which is what I want to do. Create new program, crop samples, do it. And then what we do is we go back to chop, trim, and we go all. And then when we go back to our program, pop, put start back to leave that there.
Occasionally, you should replay this side of the record as
But that's okay, good. Make sure we come onto a different program. Synth patch, unused one, and there should be a program here called, here we go, In Urban Old Song. Okay, the reason it's not playing back is because you can't see there. If I zoom out, you see here I'm on the wrong bank. I'm on bank D, so I need to go back to bank A. Once you've chopped samples and put them into a new program, it will assign the samples to the first pads 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So watch.
you mean right now? You mean right now?
So that there has chopped our samples. So we go to program edit. We'll see our chops here now, which is where we're going to tidy them up. This is useless, so we're going to delete that. Don't need anything there.
Why don't you give us your old song, huh?
You mean
Why don't you
As you can see, we've got lots of noise
give us your old song?
and stuff before and after.
right now?
We stop that and make sure our Q link is on start points. That's okay.
Why don't don't you give us your old song?
That start point there is a bit weak.
Why don't you give us your old song? Give us your old song. Why don't you give us your old song?
Could zoom into that to make sure that we're not missing any of the sibilants. So I'm going to use the second pad. Slightly go back.
Why don't you give us your old song? Why don't you give us your old song?
The silly thing is I shouldn't be doing it in program edit, because if I go to sample edit,
Why don't you give us your old song?
if I go to the trim, you notice that the start point's moved. If I go to program, that's another difference you need to pay attention of. When you're in programming, setting start and end points and all the rest of it in loop points, it's not actually writing that to the actual sample. As you can see, look, my sample here, the trim point still starts at 0. But in program mode, program edit, you'll see that my start points, I can move the end point to halfway here. But if I go to the sample itself and go edit sample, you're going to see the endpoints don't correspond. As opposed to same way as if I do the start and end points in the sample and go to program, also doesn't correspond. See, doesn't keep your start and end points that you've made on the actual sample, only keeps your start and end points that you've made on your when you're playing it back in the program. So bear that in mind, because I've made that mistake before, thinking, gosh, this is really sloppy and all over the place, and I've, my samples are not starting where I set them, and if I go to edit program here like this, and I'm in edit sample trim mode, if I set my start point
Right now.
I'm thinking, good, that's in the right place. But then if I go to the edit program,
Right now.
see, the start point doesn't correspond with the actual sample. It's really stupid. It is really silly. I think it's really silly, because if you edit the start points in the old Akai systems, that is the start point of the sample, and when you put it in the program, it will also be the same start point in the program. But on this the new MPCs, the Akai iOS or OS, or whatever you want to call it, Akai OS, MPC OS, whatever it's called, doesn't do that, and that's a little bit silly. It's not handy when you've been doing loads of work
Right now.
in your trim point, and then you go to the program and it's completely different. But anyway,
Right now.
okay. What I'm doing there is I'm looking. You can see where the audio starts. Look, see, this is all sound. This is just record noise, and then if we, oops, that's way too much. Okay, do it on a times 100 times 10. You can see the sound starts there. See the little ramp in the audio. It could say there, but that's audio noise. But look, and what you should really do to help clear your memory is chop all this dead space out, unless you're gonna want to do some kind of looping, which you can't actually do beyond the start point, which is really silly. But there you go, pre to the start point, some loop block as well. So if you've got loop block on, you can go to loop all you like. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to edit the start point. See, it's loop, it's locking it to the start point. If I unlock it, then my loop goes on its own. See, lock it, it's gone back to the start point. Anyway, that's going to be for another story. I'm going to go into looping and stuff then. But this is editing and then trimming.
Right now. Right now.
I'm probably going to delete that as well. Program edit. Don't really want that.
Right now.
Okay. Why don't you give us? Okay.
Let's go to. I'm going to assign these a bit better. Sample assign.
Why don't you give us your old song? Why don't you give us your
You mean right now? Right now? You mean right now? Right now, right now.
That one I'm going to clear.
How long's your roll?
Right now.
See, so all I did there was quickly, allows you to I find it personally easier to just do that when I want to move samples around on the pads, which I haven't done any form of editing to that pad. In other words, I haven't done anything with the envelopes or haven't changed. Everything's still not touched. I haven't edited the program. I've done no program editing right here. We've only assigned samples.
She rolls.
You mean right now?
She rolls. She rolls. She rolls.
See?
She rolls. Why don't you give us your rolls? Why don't you give us your rolls? Why don't you give us your rolls? Why don't you give us your rolls song?
You mean right now? Right now? You mean right now? You mean right now? You mean
There we go.
right now?
Then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to edit the samples.
How like, okay?
That's okay.
Why don't you give us your rolls song?
I'm going to process that and I'm going to extract. No. Main sample edit. Silence, no. Extract, no. Normalize, no. Hang on, let's have a look. Process function. Ah, here we go. See, it's not allowing me to do certain edits. There's a reason for that. And I'm going to show you now why. Because if you've ever had it where, like I've just had, I can't go in and actually edit the chop. That's because I'm in program mode. If I go to trim, watch. Like I said, it does actually, if you notice in the program, my sample is this long, and in trim mode, which is actually the sample, it's actually trimming like this. So we have to go back and do that where we want it.
Why don't you give us your rolls? Why don't you give us your rolls song? Why don't you give us your rolls song?
Don't need that, so we can delete that. If you want some record noise, I don't really want that. Delete. Best way to get your samples.
Okay. Okay.
Slice one.
Why don't you give us your rolls song? Why don't you give us your rolls song?
Now I can do that process of discard the bits from front and end.
Why don't you give us your rolls song?
Hybrid.
You mean
She starts talking about here.
you mean
Do we need that?
you mean
Take that click out. Don't need that.
you mean
Process, discard. Yeah.
you mean
Slice 5.
right now? Right now?
Whoops. Process. We want to take silence from that.
Right now?
So we can't silence that. Yeah. We're going to sort that out as well. Let it. Slice. Ooh. It's another reason because I want to select it on a slice. Delete. Bring start and endpoints. No. Discard. I don't actually want that, so I'm going to delete that. I haven't saved any of these yet, so go back to program edit. So look.
How like, why don't you give us your rolls song?
You mean right now?
Okay, so now I'm going to go to main. I want to save this. Let's rename it. This is by Urban Hype. Give us your old song. Look, see, I find this much more handy. Urban. Oops. Oops. Urban Hype. Oops. B-A-N. Urban Hype. Give us your old song. Old song. And put VX. Just for vocals. And say do it. Then I'm going to say, okay, I want to save this current program. Don't save it to internal. I have got a SD card in here. What have I got it under? Can either be under programs. So look, see programs 2024. As you see, I'm quite good and learnt actually how to do a good folder structure, and that's actually using years. So at least you know. Oh yeah, when did I do that? Yeah. So 2024. Go into there. And I've got a few programs in here already. So I'm going to save this in here. Okay. So it's not saved actually into the sequence yet. We're going to call this Urban Vocals VX. Do it. So this is the intro to the Urban Vocals. I could probably take
Occasionally, you should replay this side of the record as a reminder.
There you go. Anyway, there's a little quick editing video. I'll probably chop this last little piece out. Thanks for watching this. I hope you learned something from this. I'm going to do these regularly now. I'm going to get on a mission and just start making some decent editing videos. There's some nice ones out there, but having been from a background in sampling since, gosh, the 90s, I've spent a lot of time with sampling. So I know a lot about sampling. I know a lot about sample editing. I know a lot about good ways of creating programs. But I use my MPC more for sound effects when I'm playing live DJing, and I don't really make beats. I do make intros, which is slightly different, which is something like I played at the beginning, which was go back to there. So that's just a little bit of music intro, which is an 8-bar loop. Don't know why it's on 9, because it should be 8, which is why it sounded funny. I'm going to save this now. I just use Shift Save, and it automatically saves I've already made a project, which is why it's called Jingles, blah blah blah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Got to get on a mission now, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers now, bye.